Hi, I'm Dr. Smiley Elmore, and together we are Money Matters. Listen in every Monday night at 6 p.m.
right here on KBOB 89.9 FM. And we are back. Welcome to Money Matters.
Right, yeah.
I am Dr. Courtney Skipper of Higher Educational Initiatives and Reach and of Air Financial Group.
Hello there, and I'm Dr. Smiley Elmore Jr. of Smiley Champions Fitness and son of the late, great financial insurance investor, Smiley Elmore Sr. And you know, we have our producer, our great producer extraordinaire, Mr. Tiller. How you doing, Tiller?
I'm doing good.
Man, we appreciate you being here once again, making it all work and everything. Thank you so much.
No
And we got a great guest, don't we, Doc?
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
She's going to be awesome.
Topic.
Awesome,
Yes.
isn't she?
Yes.
Awesome. Miss Stacey Volcy. How you doing, Miss Stacey?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Dr. Smiley. It's Volcy, Stacey Volcy.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you. I knew you'd get us straight on that one. Thanks so much, Miss Stacey.
How are you doing out there in California?
Believe it or not, it's actually good weather lately. It's been
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're not in the 3 digits. It's usually around this time I'm melting. So,
Yes.
Okay.
We are glad to have coach and consultant Volcy with us to talk about nonprofits, one of my favorite subjects. And so we are excited that you guys have tuned in to Money Matters, the show where
Amen.
finance meets real life. On Money Matters, we discuss financial literacy, including financial strategies, business ingenuity, and creating generational wealth.
Awesome. Before we begin, we would like to thank the award-winning Mr. Bobby Eden of Eden Media Services for allowing us to reach listeners in our community on KBOB 89.9 FM. To Money Matters, we're going to have a great time. Let's talk about it, Doc.
Let's talk about Money Matters. Let's talk about it. Oh, yeah, if I got a little slogan, huh,
That's
Doc?
what you got a good
I got a
slogan.
good- yeah.
That's a great slogan, isn't it? You had a good time?
So, yes, sir. So tell us about your journey and what inspired you to become a nonprofit
Yes, ma'am.
consultant.
Okay. So we have an hour and I'm going to try to keep this one short. It's a very interesting story. I'm originally from Haiti. I grew up there. So
Up in Haiti, it's a nice place, isn't it?
yes, it used to be. Yeah.
Used to be okay.
It's still beautiful.
Yeah.
And trust me, it's still gorgeous, but it's like this one area that everybody sees on the news is not. So, but my journey started basically with resiliency and tenacity. I came to the US from Haiti in 2004 and I pursued college with the plan of going to medical school, but then 2008 I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and
wow.
things went, I don't know, I guess I decided, okay, this was not for me and decided to go into public health afterwards. And I did. That was to keep my mom off my back. I'm glad she's not listening to this. It was either med school or something else. So I got a graduate in public health, a graduate degree in public health to just keep her happy. And it was during that time after I graduated in 2012 with my MPH that I got introduced to the nonprofit world. I started working as a navigator. That was around the time that Affordable Care Act
Yes.
was put in place, and I was helping the Haitian population and other people in South Florida because we lived in South Florida at the time. So helping them register for health insurance and get the help they needed because a lot of these individuals never had access to healthcare, and helping them seeing the satisfaction and the happiness, the level of elation from them just from getting health insurance. I was like, oh, wow, I can do work and help people. That actually felt like this is where I needed to be. Community service, because I love volunteering, but I didn't actually know you could do a job helping the community. So I was like, okay, like this is a lot. And that's actually where I met my former husband, working in the nonprofit sector. So after we got married, we co-founded a nonprofit, which is still active now. I no longer work with them, and just working with that nonprofit last year, May 2024, I had a business coach, because I had a business coaching business. And she's like, why do you look like you don't like it anymore? Because I was working with health and wellness coaches. I'm like, because I've been working with nonprofits for the last like 6-7 years. She's like, I didn't know that. Why don't you do nonprofit consulting? Because you sound very knowledgeable in the nonprofit industry. I'm like, oh, I can do that? She's like, yes, you can reinvent yourself however you want. And I did.
That's and awesome. Nonprofits can be really exhausting on the founder. And so it's important to be able to have someone there, a coach, a consultant, to have someone there that you can run things by. I know a lot of nonprofit founders, they experience burnout. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Okay. So you're just going straight for the jugular, Dr. Skipper. That's fine. So with founders, one thing I notice is that being a co-founder myself, we put it on ourselves to do a lot of the work, because there's no funds. There's not enough funds to do the work. So it's like you do a lot of the work that's needed, but they never stop. Because sometimes one thing I learned over the last few years, sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. Because if you don't slow down and make a plan and figure out how to fix whatever issues you're experiencing, you're going to find yourself in the same situation. Because I remember me and my former husband, we were funding the nonprofit for a long time, and until we applied for a 5-figure grant and we got it, we started doing the work and have you ever heard the saying, when you always over deliver but under promise? I think that's the way it goes.
Yes.
What happened with that grant? We under promised but over delivered, which secured us the next round, which was 6 figures. So we kept going, and in the process, I also had my own business, and I learned lessons, and I'm like, we can apply these same concepts I'm learning in my business in the nonprofit. And I realized this is what nonprofits don't have. They don't have the business acumen necessary to take their organization from like constantly trying to survive to actually making it make sense. Because then that's what happens. Founders find themselves burnt out because they're doing everything, not slowing down enough to realize they need that infrastructure in their business, because it is a business, to prevent the burnout.
Do you think most founders think of the nonprofits as a business at first?
No.
They don't.
No, I don't think a lot of them do.
It's a call to action, something that's in their heart they want to do. But like Ms. Volcy is saying, like they don't have the structure. And that's what really impressed me about your videos, because you deal in strategic operations. Is that correct?
Yes. Strategic planning, operations planning, and systems, like designing systems, implementing systems. That's really important to me, because oftentimes if your business, your nonprofit does not have the infrastructure in place, let's say you have a grant and reporting, you can't even do that because you're not tracking the data. How are you going to fulfill the requirements that they're asking you in reporting? Because a lot of people think that grants, it's free money. Listen, it might be free money, but it ain't that free, because they're asking you for so much on the back end.
That's good. So,
yeah, it's a lot of work. And a lot of people applying for grants don't realize there is a cost to getting that grant. You have to deliver so much. There's like quarterly reporting for some of them. Some of them it's monthly reporting. So it all depends on where and whom is providing these funds, what they're going to require. But you need the infrastructure to be able to track this information and provide accurate data during your reporting, so they can see you're tracking it and you're making progress on these deliverables.
Yes.
You mentioned keeping data, right? And Do you use AI for that? What do you use for your keeping data?
I like tracking on dashboards like for nonprofitsmonday.com. I love because it is free. So I designed my own dashboards to start recording some data, and like I track certain KPIs. So in terms of if we have a project that's to deliver information to the workforce or people working in groceries, how many conversations that we have that were over 5 minutes? Because sometimes like we have conversations and it's 10 seconds and the 10 seconds consist of please get off my porch. That's not a conversation. Right? So we have to be very clear on what we're tracking. So the KPIs will be how many conversations were over 1-2 minutes or however it is. So you can track these conversations. Like you need to know what you're tracking, how many conversations where people ask you questions about XYZ. Like maybe they ask you, where can I find a doctor for XYZ, like depending on what your nonprofit does. Like your dashboard should be able to track that, where your team, your outreach staff is able to input this information. And then Monday.com, you can use some of their tools. They have new tools to use that dashboard to provide you with graphics. Like you can use it to give you tables, Gantt charts, and different things. So these are like, and they're simple tools. For nonprofits, it's free. Because if you're 501c3 and you apply at Monday.com to ask them for the professional account, that's free. Airtable is very affordable for nonprofits if you have a team. So that's another one. There's so many.
That's excellent information, Stacey, that our listeners.
Good job.
Can you please say those two resources again?
There's Monday.com for nonprofits, especially 501c3s. They have a process where you apply to get a free professional account. And you can, it doesn't cost you anything unless you have a lot of data, but unless you're a big nonprofit, that won't matter, but it is free. And there is another cost-effective one. Airtable is another one, airtable.com. There's Asana. I've had a client that used Asana. They did not want to switch, and that's fine. But Asana is another great one. But there are different tools out there and software that nonprofits can use instead of the popular ones. Because sometimes people just want popular because, oh, I heard this person uses this. But is it the right tool for you? Are you ready for it? Is it simple enough for you to understand? Because I had a consultation with someone that said I forgot the name of the tool, but they had to pay 5 figures for them to train their team to use the tool.
Wow.
I'm like, so you're paying for the tool and you got to pay them to train your team to use the tool.
Wow.
And you don't have the money to pay them to train your team. So do you feel like there's a return on investment there? Or does that justify the cost? So
good word.
How difficult is it to have those hard conversations?
For me, not at all.
We didn't think so.
Well, you're the perfect consultant then.
Yes.
Because that's one of the things that's so important, being able to have those tough conversations with nonprofit founders, because it's their baby.
Yeah.
It's their baby. But if you want to see your baby grow, you need to employ a Stacey Volcy to help you strategically plan out the nonprofit, the business.
Yeah, the business side of it. That's awesome. Hey, Stacey, we're going to take our first break real quick. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you.
We are back. We are so happy to have you guys here today.
We are.
Listening to our exciting guest, Miss Stacey Volcy.
She's doing a great job. You're awesome, Stacey. Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Did you take like public speaking, or were you always good, articulate like that, or what do you think?
I forced myself to go live.
Oh yeah, that going live did it, huh?
Yes, it did.
That's awesome. That's all you do. You just do so well. How do you think? How important is self-improvement and professional development classes? How important is that for one to do?
I've always been good at school, so I I just like keeping myself busy, but I think it's really important. The knowledge is great, but applying yourself with what you learn is really important as well. And surrounding yourself with people that think differently is really important, because certain ideas and mindset that I have now, it's from surrounding myself with women and men alike that think differently, that have a different point of view about certain things that I do. So professional development is helpful, but also the conversations and the level of conversations that you have.
That's awesome. That's good advice. Very good advice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to announce this real quick. We have the Spiritual Hope Back to School Bash. It is August 16th. It's next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Location is B.S. Roberts Park, Langston University, Tulsa, 914 North Greenwood in Tulsa, 74106. Again, it's Saturday, August 16th. The time is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come on out. Free classes, youth resources classes, Oklahoma Parent Center, and disability law, disability rights. There'll be a panel on that. So please come out and see MC Ramal Brown, the Hometown Heat, 40+ community vendors. It's going to be an awesome time. You going to go, Doc? You went last year, didn't you?
I went last year, yes.
I went too. It was hot out there, wasn't it?
It was so hot, Doc.
Yeah.
I almost died.
Yeah. My little girl was out there with a costume.
Oh, yeah,
too.
she was. I
she was
took
hot
a picture.
too.
She was cheering everybody.
She did well, didn't she?
Yeah, I took a picture with her.
Yeah.
So I might just post the picture I
That's
took
right.
last year.
We'll buy it. We'll buy that, won't we?
Don't let Mr. Bobby hear.
Don't let him hear that,
If Mr. Bobby says
I'll meet you there.
Well, okay.
We'll meet you. Me and Miss Cara will meet you there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's awesome. Well, thank you.
All right. And back to Miss Stacey Volcy. Stacey, what's your business's name?
It's SAVJ Coaching and Consulting, but if you ask me, it's Savage Coaching and Consulting, because then that's the word I wanted to use, but I use me and my kids' initials.
I love Savage.
That's
love
awesome.
it. Because you have to have that tenacity to have a nonprofit.
Yeah. Do you see any barriers and any kind of pushback when you try to get into like certain business, certain communities or whatnot? Do you get pushed back on that?
All the time.
What do you do about that?
Not my business.
It's not for you, right?
No, just keep pushing.
Yeah, just going to the next one, right?
Not only go to the next one, because it's not my job to convince someone that they need to make a change in their organization or business, because if they cannot sit down and think about what was presented to them in an objective manner, it's not my responsibility, because then I'm not going to raise my blood pressure. I got 2 kids for that.
For sure.
That's a good attitude to have when dealing with nonprofit leaders. Especially if they're not bringing in a lot of money and it's a business, and if you can't follow the instructions or take critical criticism.
That's right. Yeah.
Then it's a problem.
Don't waste your time.
And it'll be your problem. But usually it makes me feel sad.
Does it really?
It does. It makes me feel sad when people won't receive the information or they let go of their dream. So
that is sad, isn't it?
I'm really happy that I saw Stacey talking. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're great. It's good information.
Yeah.
And we don't have enough African American coaches and consultants.
Yeah.
We don't. So what are some common mistakes you see nonprofits make when trying to grow?
They are trying to do too much that they're not ready for. And it keeps them so busy on, like, let's say more events, more fundraising events, more galas and things like that. But your gala is only bringing in $200. What was the purpose of it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's like, or focusing, or it's a narrow view on what it is they need to do, because they don't understand what can be done. That maybe collecting emails does not have to be on people have to sign in. Maybe you can just get a tablet. Walmart has them for $100. $200. Just have people put in their email, connect systems to it like Zapier to automatically put it on your email list. So that's something somebody else doesn't have to do admin work. Give them back their time so they can have time to sit down and read this request for proposal, this RFP, and help you apply for a grant. So
Yes.
sitting down and organizing things so they're not focused on the next shiny thing, because there's this shiny object syndrome. Because this nonprofit did it, we're going to do it. We're going to do it better because there's this little competition going on.
Yes.
That people don't realize. Like, we need to let go of that and focus on. My motto since last year has been mind your business.
Yes.
Mind your business.
Yeah, mind your business.
Yeah,
There you
absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And that works, both ways.
Yeah.
Your business, your nonprofit, and your own personal business.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a good word.
I love
Stacey.
it.
Good
I
word.
love it. So, what are 2 or 3 things a nonprofit must have in place before applying for the grants?
So in terms of a grant, like when you're applying, you need to know what programs and projects you want to have. So you need to have a clear program structure. What exactly are you going to do? What do you envision this program doing? How are you going to implement it? Because if you don't have that idea when you're writing it, you're just going to ChatGPT and tell it to make a program for you, and you don't even understand what ChatGPT fed you. So you need to have a clear idea, because it's great to ask. I call my ChatGPT Chasey. So it's great for me to ask Chasey for ideas, but I have to sit down and read it and figure out, okay, which ideas actually work for me and what can I actually pull out of it. So a clear program structure is the first thing that I would tell them to have ready before you apply for grant. You need to have internal systems for tracking outcomes. Because if you're implementing this program, what's the outcome supposed to be? What is that supposed to look like?
Those are the 2 things that win grants. Exactly what you said. Those are the 2 things that win grants.
You need to show it. And it needs to be, what's the word for it? Your program needs to be a program that is, I don't want to say unique, but it has an impact. It needs to be an impactful program. But if you're not sitting down and thinking about the program structure, then it's for naught. And the last thing besides program structure, internal systems to track the outcomes, you need to think about your capacity to implement this program. Do you even have the capacity for that? Because if you're talking about a program that's going to serve 500 people in the community and you have a staff of 1, how are you going to do that, my friend?
That's right.
That's right. And I have to ask them, how are you going to implement this program? Do you have a hiring plan?
Yes.
So, good word.
Excellent.
Stacey, we're called the Money Matters show, right? We're talking about our different models, financial strategies. What is one of your favorite savings technique for your own life as far as saving money?
For my own life, it is automating. I automate everything, like 30% for this, 30% for that. I forgot I had money in savings account because I just automate it. I don't know where it goes. It just goes to an account.
That's the best way, isn't it? That's awesome.
What millionaire Brian Bean says.
Automate it.
Yes, absolutely.
Good job, Miss Stacey. Awesome job.
Yeah, thank you.
And so I think that you answered the next question, number 6. I just want to see if you have another perspective about it, because when consultants talk about being grant ready, people don't like to hear it. So can you explain what's the difference between grant ready versus just having a great idea?
Good question.
So being grant ready means that you are in a position where you apply for this grant and you can clearly articulate that, yes, we have the documents, but we also have the data to support that we can do this work, right? We have the state compliance, the federal compliance. We have the bank accounts. Our address is not our home address. Our phone number is a business number. So you have the program budgets ready. right? So you have all these models and theories of change ready, financial systems ready. And when you're applying for this grant, it's not like you're going to take it and look at it and not know what to do with the money because you've never seen that kind of money in your life. No. That to me, like if you're able to have that level of readiness, you are grant ready. Just being ready is just having the compliant documents in place, but then you don't even know if your program works.
That's
Mm.
And one advice I would give people, like if you can create a pilot of what you want to do that you can implement in a small scale, do it and collect the data.
Oh, that's
And
great.
when you apply for the bigger one, at least you can say you collected data and did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Great
Excellent
word.
idea.
Great job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great work.
Very good.
What is one of your favorite success stories, Stacey, with some companies you worked with before?
So my work is very like mostly strategic. So in terms, I think it will be the organization I co-founded but had to resign. It was the nonprofit I had with my former husband. It was the ability to secure several six-figure grants in a year and hire staff and create systems for the staff because of the systems that were implemented, onboarding, training videos. So to me, that's a success story because
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been able to do that without that level of hands-on implementing. And I will say that was still me doing everything because I was HR too. I was HR, I was cleaning the office, but systems stuck in the back of my head.
I'm laughing because I mean she is spot on when it comes to dealing with nonprofits.
Yeah, she's got it now, doesn't she?
Yeah, it could be very hard, difficult.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Arduous. Yes. I really like that plan that you just mentioned of doing a pilot. And I'm gonna have to start telling my my clients to do a pilot program, just a few, and then scale, go to Stacey and let her help them scale it. So that'd be great.
Good word. Good word. Stacey, let's take one more break here. We're going to come right back. You're doing an awesome job. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smiley. Thank you, Dr. Skipper.
We are back with Money Matters. I'm here with Dr. Skipper and myself. We have Miss Stacey Volcy. Am I saying it right, Miss Stacey?
You are.
Awesome. Awesome. Yay. That's a hand clap right there. Awesome. Thank you, Miss. You're doing a great job, Miss Stacey. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let me ask you this question. What are some of the key business principles you teach nonprofits that often get overlooked?
Strategic planning, operational planning. Those are the main ones, considering that you need both. Because a lot of nonprofits and certain companies, they will pay for a strategic plan, but then it will stay in their Google Drive for a long time because they had no plan on how to execute it. They had no operational plan. So that concept, I think too many companies and organizations sleep on. So
yes, and it's not sustainable. If you don't have a strategic plan, if you don't have an operational plan, it's not sustainable. You can't sustain your business for 20 to 30 years, 40 years, 50 years without a plan. It's impossible to do because within the strategic plan or in the operational plan, there's also a growth plan. Or do you do that separately?
In the strategic plan, we work on determining their vision and where they're trying to go with their organization within the next 3 to 5 years. And the operational plan is supposed to we audit the gaps or their capacity at the time and see how they can implement the different action plans or steps of the strategic plan over time based on their capacity. Because your operations need to match where you're trying to go. Because if you're trying to become a $10 million organization, but you only have $100,000, that ain't gonna work.
That's so true.
Good word. Good word.
Yeah.
What if a plan's not, you see the plan's not working? What, how important is it? Do you help them reinvent themselves? I mean, you mentioned reinventing yourself. Do you help them reinvent themselves? How does that work?
I think they have to be comfortable with pivoting. And a lot of people are stuck in the sauce where they think what they created 5 years ago needs to be what they're sticking to today. If it's not working, pivot. Because at the end of the day, there are changes. Like, the life we live is dynamic. Because we're not going to live, like, you can't live a life and just be stuck.
That's right.
And what's not working. Because if it's not working, you have to learn to pivot. A strategic plan, I feel it should be a dynamic plan. Like, then things change. Because if your plan worked last year, guess what? We have a different president this year. It ain't gonna work this year.
Absolutely.
So, because then policies change for a lot of community organizations. So, the strategic plan 2 years ago, you got to figure out how to scrap that and reassess.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. What was your favorite part about, you mentioned the MPH degree? I have a public administration MPA degree myself, my master's. What did you like about your MPH? What was the best thing you took out from that degree?
Epi. I like
I'm sorry?
Epidemiology.
Okay.
And, yeah, it has nothing to do with what I'm doing, but it's very, and to me, there's a lot of investigating and data. So I like looking at numbers and trying to figure out reasons why things don't work and why things happen. So that was my favorite.
Say it again, epidemiology. That's awesome. Yeah. Good stuff. Smart lady, aren't you?
Some days.
You and Dr. Skipper.
We're just passionate about
That's good.
Nonprofits.
I love it. I love it.
So how should smaller or newer nonprofits approach partnerships and collaborators?
They should stop approaching it in a way that they expect something from jump. And not all partnerships are going to lead to a financial contribution. Sometimes a partnership will be in kind. Hey, we are trying to increase our visibility because we're new. Do you have something you're working on that we can support? Because an offer first. Offer first before expecting something back. And a lot of new nonprofits need to understand that, because things are not what they used to be, and there's a trust issue going on. So be okay with offering first so people can trust you and have your back. Scratch their back first before they scratch yours.
That's
a good word.
Wisdom.
Beat them to it.
That is wisdom. So talk a little more about the trust issue. What has brought about the trust issue in nonprofits?
Okay. There's a lack of transparency going on, where the ones that are not internally nonprofit work, a lot of people like that work with nonprofits have this level of mistrust with the leaders that they are working with, because if Dr. Skipper, you know that some founders do all the work themselves, so they keep things in their heads and then don't share that.
Yes.
So what happens is that the team that they start building start having this level of resentment, and they don't trust the nonprofit. They feel like, I heard too many people, oh, they're fraudulent, they're doing this, they're doing that. Was that the case, or was it that the person wasn't transparent? So I think the lack of transparency is hurting some nonprofits more than it should, and they need to embed a level of transparency in their culture. Because I know they're supposed to have documents that are public. It is public. You can see where their revenue is coming from, but a lot of the planning and stuff that happens, not all of them are very vocal or transparent about it. It's just my take. Because then
I believe you're right. And during the break, I was just telling Doc that I was going to sign a client. But they wouldn't write down they wouldn't tell me their mission, which should be public. You know, I should be able to walk into their office and pull out, whatever I want to see, because they don't realize this is public money. So nonprofits, their information should be right there, readily available for any citizen that wants to look at it. But people are so afraid someone's going to steal their idea that they're they don't want to tell the mission. Well, if you don't tell me the mission, I can't sign you. It's impossible if you don't tell me your vision, your mission. I don't want to do. I'm not trying to steal your idea, but yeah, there is a lot of mistrust within organizations. And how do you tell leaders to deal with that? Nonprofit leaders to deal with that?
It's using your content to be as transparent as possible, because there are different ways you can share different pieces of content. Because then I see, I've joined a few nonprofit Facebook groups. I got banned on some because I will tell you the truth like it is. If you don't like it, block me. So they did, which is fine because I still have my personal page. What you gonna do then?
Yeah.
I have to sometimes tell them, use your platforms, share stories of impact that you made, share stories about your mission, use social media. It is free to share content, because just like I post maybe 10 pieces of content per day, it's on a good day, I will share 10 pieces of content. But use your social media, keep churning out information, stories, like quotes, your the organizational stance on a few popular issues. Like, use social media to share that. If something happens and it's something that people should know, share it on your social media. Be upfront about certain things, and that's one way to circumvent that. The other way is to make sure your team, you have meetings with your team to keep them informed about what's going on with the organization, so they're not blindsided. Because I've seen some team members, I interviewed someone last year, and one question he had in the interview was, how long is this job for? Because last time I got hired, I got fired in 3 months by this nonprofit because they didn't have enough money to pay me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The level of transparency, you have to be able to tell, like, hey, this contract that we have is for a year or 5 months. Are you comfortable with that? But I feel like some leaders are afraid to just stand in their truth. You don't have money to pay them. Tell them, like, I can pay you for 5 months. After that, you're on your own. Like, tell them, because then what are they going to do? Fight you in the interview? No, but tell them.
It's so important to be just honest and have integrity, because I believe the worst thing that could happen to a nonprofit is that nobody trusts you.
That part.
That part. It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Miss Stacey. What are some daily habits that you have in your own life that you that make you so successful? What are some things you do?
Tell myself I don't have a choice. Because then I have 2 kids. I'm a single mom now. I was married for 10 years, but now I'm a single mom, so I don't have a choice. I have to keep pushing. So, yeah. And nobody is coming to save me. That's the other thing. And I tell organizations that nobody is coming to save you either. As an organization or in your personal life, you're all you have.
That's right.
So,
you believe in self-care? You do a lot of self-care?
I try my best. I believe in it, and I try my best. I am every 3 weeks. That's not self-care for some people, but for me it is, because then I just do even though it's red nails all the time. Chiropractor. I do what I can when I have the time, but I plug it in.
Busy. Yeah.
Well, that's important because you're an example as a coach and a consultant. And so making sure that you take care of you, hopefully it transfers that idea transfers to your clients, especially if they're a nonprofit leader.
That's awesome. Stacey, what advice would you give someone who wants to start a nonprofit but doesn't know where to begin?
Okay. So I have to answer that one.
Not necessarily.
I would say, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
We'd love for you to, though.
Oh,
But
said that was her answer. Don't.
Yeah.
but on a serious note, Dr. Smiley, I would tell them to really do your research first. Find if there's an organization that does similar work in the area and volunteer with them, or see how you can collaborate with them. Because if there's another organization that does that work and you can help them supplement, like you can supplement by doing work with them or even having a conversation with them, why are you starting a new nonprofit? It's like you're starting competition for what?
Word. Yeah,
absolutely.
That part.
Because you're supposed to be trying to help people, but you're taking away funding from an organization that's already doing it.
That's right. And a lot of people don't understand followership. I don't even know if they say that word in colleges anymore.
It's not a normal word, is it?
I'm pretty old, but followership is only leaders really know how to follow other people. And that's true. So in North Tulsa, there's an abundance of reading programs. So why would I come over here
for sure
and open a reading program? Yeah, it would be my time. I need to volunteer an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a week to help somebody else, or look at a part of the city or state where they're lacking that type of reading resource. Yes. That over duplication of nonprofits really really makes the new nonprofit fail. And you don't want to have a nonprofit and fail.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be successful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
that research is imperative. I did my own feasibility report to see if my business is vital. And that's how I found out about there's not enough. That's why I always invite consultants on. So then people know there's Dr. Libby, there's Stacey, there's me, there's because it's something that we are desperate for. I think only 5% of consultants are African American.
Wow.
So
Very small.
really need more business consultants. And I can't be a consultant to everybody. And that's why it's important to invite other people. Marquetta Finley, anybody, that say, okay, listen. And then we all have our different ways of doing stuff. So people may like Stacey's approach better.
That's true, yeah.
And that's important because we want their businesses to grow. So when I saw her talking about it, I said, okay, so here's another person I can send people to.
There you go.
And so that's very important because our communities need support.
We do, don't we?
And we need consultants that are knowledgeable like Stacey and kind of know how to strategically look at your business and then help you grow.
That's a good word. Awesome. What legacy, Stacey, do you hope to leave through your work with nonprofit leaders and organizations?
For me, the legacy I want to leave behind with the work I do with nonprofits and even my own children is always lead with authenticity.
Yes.
And a positive mindset that it's all going to work out if you focus on the end results and do the best you can do. That's what I want to leave behind for them to understand that just because things don't look good right now does not mean you stay in that negative state of mind. You just have to keep pushing.
That's good.
Absolutely.
That's very good.
Absolutely.
You believe in God, don't you, Stacey?
I do.
That's awesome. That's all. When I went to Haiti, I went to Haiti twice on a missions trip, and we had a bunch of crusades there, and they're real high on the spirit there, God there. So it's pretty cool. So, do you miss Haiti at all?
I do. I do miss going there. I used to go every summer. I think the last time I went was 2019. I think my grandfather passed, and then we went to his funeral. But yeah, that was the last time. But beyond that, we haven't gone back. But it's always a good time when I go. I just don't stay in the capital. I go to the provinces, beach, waterfalls, whatever. A lot of people don't know Haiti has that, but just go elsewhere.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What trends do you see coming? Do you see on the horizon for nonprofits over the next 3 to 5 years, especially with the new administration that we have?
Ooh. For newer nonprofits or nonprofits overall, Dr. Skipper?
Overall.
Okay, so for nonprofit overall, I feel like there's going to be a level of scarcity and competition is going to increase because everything is tightening up. But the ones that understand what's happening and will pivot, those are the ones that are going to succeed and not have to dissolve, because there is going to be the need to pivot, especially as nonprofits, in terms of how you generate revenue.
That's right.
And how you diversify your revenue in the next few years, because there's actually a lot going on with grants right now for a lot of these nonprofits. So they're going to have to get back to the table and think through what's going to happen. And there's going to be I think there's going to be a trend where all of them need to pivot.
Yes, and that's where your role and other people's roles as coaches and consultants is so important, because if you have someone who is not money is not emotional, but nonprofit leaders are emotional.
Very much so, huh?
So if you have someone who can look at your business and say, okay, listen, here's somewhere you could pivot and be able to sustain your business. So I've been telling clients, your nonprofit needs to own an LLC. Because they're, the same thing with grants, everybody trying to get the same grants. How can you create an LLC within your nonprofit to generate income? And so that's my advice. And also I'm going to steal Stacey's advice on doing the little pilot programs.
Yeah,
yes.
That's a good word.
So I appreciate you so much coming on. I love your spirit and your knowledge and passion about nonprofits, because in our communities, we're desperate for them.
Very much so. How does someone get in touch with you, Stacey, if they need to get in touch with you? What are your information?
So my email is Stacey@savjconsulting.com. That's the email address. And they can DM me on Facebook, because it's me and my virtual assistant. We're always in the DM. So they can DM me on Facebook as well.
That's great. How is it having a virtual assistant?
For me, I needed that because I was in the DMs all day, because then I used to wake up at 4:00 in the morning and just do DMs, engage, and just have everything ready, and then work out, wake up the kids, and drop them off, start my day. But having a virtual assistant, what it helped me do is, if I can't wake up at 4:00 because I did not sleep well, give myself grace. I know she'll support me that morning and do those things, and I can just focus on the other things.
That's excellent.
There's wisdom there.
I guess I am hiring, but they're interns from a college. So from Langston. So that's another thing that nonprofits can do. Seniors have to have a lot of hours, so many hours. So right now I have one senior. He's not at Langston, he's at RU, but I have one senior working on a website. And then I have two seniors once school starts. They'll be my marketing director. So we're giving out all of these ideas so you can support your organization. A lot of labor can be free
for sure,
for a smaller organization, and that's for my LLC.
Yes,
so anybody out there listening, if you have a business, Langston University, the prestigious Langston University School of Business, is looking for businesses
to give some hours
so they do 10 hours a week. That's a lot of free time. And it can be paid or unpaid. So please reach out to your local colleges and offer to take on an intern or two. Do what Stacey said, please, and do little pilot programs. Start an LLC. Listen, if you need more information, you can contact Stacey at what is it again? Stacey at
SAVJ Consulting. So it's Stacey with an EY. So STACEY at SAVJconsulting.com.
And she will help you plan strategically to make sure that your business is sustainable, being able to reach and help people for 20, 30, 40, 50 years
on down the line.
This was such a great show.
Yes,
I cannot thank you enough for stopping your busy schedule to be with us. I appreciate it so much. You do such great work, and you're a very dynamic
job
speaker. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much to both you, Dr. Skipper and Dr. Smiley. It was a pleasure being here. I appreciate this conversation. It was a breath of fresh air, not talking to myself.
Well, great. We'll have to do it again sometime. Thank you, Stacey. Appreciate you.
All right. Have a good one, and thank you.
God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm Dr. Courtney Skipper. Guys, that was such a great show. We're going to put Stacey's information on our Facebook page. Money Matters at KBOB 89.9 FM. We want to thank everyone for tuning in today. I'm Dr. Courtney Skipper. You can follow us at KBOB 89.9 FM or Money Matters. You can contact me at my new business number, 918-770-9824 for all your business development needs.
And we want to thank Mr. Bobby Eaton of KBOB 89.9 FM, Black on Black Community Radio, where we tell our story our way. Consider giving to our youth mentoring program and an excellent producer, Tiller. It's called what, Tiller? The Juice
Radio Show.
The Juice Radio Show. Y'all need some help over there? You're doing great, aren't you?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Always need some help.
All the help we can get. Students,
taking more students too now?
Yep. Now that the school year is starting, students can come on, join on the group. And
you're starting fresh, huh? Brand new students now?
Yep.
How many do you need? Like 4 or 5?
Yep, we can do 4 or 5. I mean, but the numbers, there's no limits on how many students we can have.
You work them in, huh?
Yep, we can take as many as want to come.
Exactly. So. Amen. Well, awesome. Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate it. Contact my team and I for all your fitness needs at Smiley Champions Fitness, 918-841-9993, 918-841-9993. We sweat smart. It's great, effective work that hurts, but it works. Remember, our health is our wealth. We will see you guys next week. Same time, same station. God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.